Yes.
Hello and welcome to Bollywood Wala. I am Sonu. Dosto, I have a packed panel filled with my students, and we'll be discussing this new series that's recently released on Netflix called Halston. It is based on the life of prominent American fashion designer called Roy Halston. I'll start with Aditi. Aditi,
Yeah.
Aditi,
Hi.
how did you find this series? कैसे लगा आपको ये?
ठीक था मतलब I was expecting more because I was not familiar with the name. So I
Okay.
thought, after watching the whole series, I would actually get to know who that person was. But, it felt like they were more focusing on his downfall, like in his career, more than his height, like what he has achieved. So and many of his personal life where it felt like I wanted to see the designer Halston and not what he has done or his relationships and all of that. Like
Okay.
when you show a person's story, definitely personal life is a part of everyone's life, but
Right.
it felt like they have more focused it on his relationships or this drug substance and all of that. So
Substance abuse. Okay. All right. So that was a bit boring for you. According to you, professional life should have been explored more in detail, which it has not been.
his creativity was like shown in the first episode, like where he made hat from the chicken's what do you call
Feathers.
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 because it like he was interested in designing since like his childhood. So
Okay.
it felt like थोड़ा और उसका दिखाते कि like how he rose to fame and all of that, it would have been more engaging.
Okay. All right. Shreya, I'll come to you. You're nodding your head. You liked it. You didn't like it. कैसे लगा आपको?
Sir, अच्छा था. When it comes to acting, the main lead actor, he was wonderful. He was
Okay.
awesome in his acting. But sir, as Aditi said, the story was only about his personal life and nothing more than that. Like they did not even show his past life. Like Aditi said, how he became a fashion designer, what motivated him to become. And उनका कोई प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में लाइक रिलेटेड उनका फैशन रिलेटेड वैसे बहुत कुछ नहीं दिखाया, उनका डाउनफॉल ज्यादा दिखाया कि वेयर ही इज गेटिंग एंड हाउ ही इज गेटिंग एडिक्टेड टू ड्रग्स, ये सब बहुत दिखाया है उनका. अब लाइक उनका कैसा प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है उनके लाइफ में, देयर इज नथिंग उसके रिलेटेड उन्होंने कुछ नहीं दिखाया है.
Okay.
So I am like still on fourth episode, so I'm waiting for the like last episode की कुछ twist है या कुछ turn है, but I don't know. Till now, I just felt like okay type. When it's coming on acting, acting is very good.
Acting is very good. Shreya, absolutely impressed with the acting. Kavya, you're not exactly smiling. What are your thoughts about this series? I'm smiling now. Tell me.
The brand Halston, many will not be familiar with because it is quite an expensive brand. Like for you to be owning a pair or something right now, I think it would probably be even vintage. Like their collections now, I think no one even in the series they show how hats went out of fashion. Now definitely no one is wearing hats, especially like a Halston hat, like how Jackie Kennedy wore, the then
Right.
first lady. So
Right.
this 5-episode series, after seeing all 5 episodes, I can say that they have directed it only when his name became a brand. So it starts with not how he, got into designing, his first job, his first dress he ever made, or any how did he learn to design these things. It starts off with him designing dresses in his label name, that is his own name, that is Halston.
Okay.
So the series entirely is like when Halston became a brand and how his brand went forward, like the ups and downs, especially the low parts in his life. When in episode 1 you see him confront his assistant and ask him that, are you taking drugs and should I be worried? And do you need any help? And you feel like, he's such a compassionate person and he's asking if he needs to help his assistant. Well, in this fast-paced world, no one actually takes out the time for someone who's just an employee, a mere employee.
Right.
So you find a very sensitive side to him. And then in the further episodes, you see that he himself has succumbed to this substance abuse and alcoholism. And, you see how it has played a major effect on the people that made him, the people that really made his brand, who were there with him from the very beginning, and how he kind of lost touch with them because of many things coming to play.
Okay.
For someone who loves fashion,
Like, when you watch movies like Devil Wears Prada or, any film about fashion, you're more excited about the design. Like how Shreya
Right.
said, the design is not quite shown. And even Aditi pointed it out that they're not showing how he came up with many concepts of the brand in himself. He had luggage, perfume, whatnot. They only give
Hmm.
you a glimpse of a lot of things, but I think
Okay.
it's more about him and his brand, the series.
Okay. Okay. All right. Shubu, what about you? I believe this series left you exhausted after watching the first 4 episodes.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me.
Yeah, because so basically, as Kavya also said that, it has depicted the industry how it is, and they have depicted the industry, the ugly truth behind the glamour world, because we get to see something totally different, but we don't know what goes behind. And I watched the first 4 episodes in one straight, and at a go I watched, and after the fourth episode, I felt really disappointed, and I'm actually still trying to figure out what was that disappointment. And I think I have come to terms with it that probably the disappointment is because, as Kavya, Shreya, and Aditi had mentioned, that उतना उनके लाइफ के बारे में उतना कुछ बताया नहीं गया. Mr.
Okay.
Halston, how he came and how he became that eminent fashion designer, we don't know so much about that. But the things that were focused on the show, few elements, and I thought that it was not necessary to show so many, sex scenes, you call it, or the alcoholism or the drug parts or the smoking scenes. At a point, I felt that in every minute they are showing the same thing, and I could not make sense. I understand that all these things happen in the industry, but I felt that they gave all these things too much importance, and it
Hmm.
was, at a point, it felt really unnecessary. And when I started watching the 5th episode in the morning today, I actually felt relieved. And even when the episode ended, I was really happy, because the 5th episode was the perfect ending to the series, if you ask me personally. Because
Okay.
even though ज़्यादा कुछ ऐसा ये नहीं है कि हाँ, our disappointments or anything, all of those things were satisfied, but जैसे उनका life, all the downfalls and all of that, because it was very ironic. The 5th episode, I think Kavya will agree with me, because all we think about in life is that, if I have money, if I have, if I have the fame, if the spotlight is on me, I will have respect. People will value me in society. But actually speaking, it is the total opposite. People envy you. People
Hmm.
try to pull you down, and that is the same thing that happened with him. Nobody at that point liked him, even though he was amazing, brilliant in his work, but nobody liked him that much, because everybody was feeling envious, to be honest. And even in the last episode, the last scene, especially when last episode, as Kavya also mentioned, that he fell sick. And that is a point in everybody's life, I feel, and even personally I know this, that you know those last moments that you have, you realize so many things. And even in the last episode, in the last scene, he's sitting in front of the shore, and he's telling ki, just look at this blue ocean, and when the sun hits the water, it keeps changing colors. And at a
Okay.
point, if I look back in my life, pehle I used to think that, what can I do with this shade of blue, what kind of collection can I come with? But now the only thing I can think is, what a pretty blue it is.
Hmm.
And after that, he goes into his car. He goes for a drive on the countryside, and he's just sitting, and he's closing his eyes, and he's just thinking about his life, how he emerged into this famous fashion designer in the USA. And
Okay.
everything, it was genuinely, I have no words. And then the last, those last scenes, those last few minutes, I was really touched. And when I finished the show, personally, there are a lot of moments that I think of in my life that have happened to me, and they are very similar to this. That, during those last minutes, when everybody knew that he does not have that much time. And then when you know that, no, I don't have that much time, you don't think about your work. You don't think about materialistic thing. All things you can think about is your health and your life, nothing else. And I don't want to give the suspense to your
Yeah.
audience ki kya hota hai end mein, what is that emotional connect. I leave it to the audience, because it is a personal experience that you all should feel.
Very nicely summarized, very passionately summarized by Shubu. Marita, I'll come to you now. How did you? Tell me something. How many episodes have you watched till now? Have you finished all 5?
No. I have watched 4 episodes, and I was about to start the 5th episode.
Okay.
But after listening to Shubu, I am very excited to watch it right now.
The
So,
fifth one.
but about all the 4 episodes I have watched, I guess it was very slow and
Okay.
a bit boring. But
Okay.
I guess it was needed. So everyone else is saying it was all about his personal life and drugs and doing parties, and it was not more about his professional career but his
Perfect.
personal life. But I
Right.
guess it was needed because when you are a celebrity, if you are a big person, there are many struggles that are there in your way. So you
Hmm.
also need to portray them, what you have come
Hmm.
through, even if
Okay.
it's regular on a regular basis or anything, but it's needed.
Right.
तभी जाके अभी जैसे शुभू बोल रही कि 5th एपिसोड का मजा तभी आया. आई गेस वो एक बोरिंग चाहिए ही था कि एक शौक जैसा बैठे कि 5th एपिसोड अच्छा हो करके. बट
Okay.
आई completely like the way his sense of pride takes him down, and he doesn't appreciate the people around him who were with him when he started, when he was nothing, to when he was a big name. So
Okay.
I liked the story. It was very nice and inspiring, but I guess it was little bit boring. They could
Little
have
bit boring.
made it more nice, but it's okay.
But it's a nice perspective that you pointed out how it was
Yeah,
necessary to show his downfall, the
yeah,
personal struggles that he went through. Okay, now we will
yeah.
come to Charmi. Charmi has just finished one episode. Charmi, एक episode देखने के बाद कैसे लग रहा है आपको? Halston.
I think it's a little bit boring, but as they all said, the last episode will have the justice of like what is exactly the series about,
Okay.
and I really not like that much in the first episode, but no, I will watch it the whole, 2, 3, 4, and 5 episodes, and then
Okay. All right. All right. Guys, very quickly, starting with Aditi. Aditi, acting कैसे लगा आपको?
Acting was really brilliant, like especially Mag Jagger, the main lead. Like it felt like though I haven't seen Halston in real life or like I haven't read much about him, but when I saw McGregor like portraying the character of Halston, it was really good. Like I felt like he has done justice to the character.
Okay, all right.
Definitely.
Shreya, you did mention about your acting, but just a bit in detail about the way he portrayed, real life Halston on screen, the mannerisms and everything. You were really touched by the acting?
Yeah, he's actually a British actor, and
Hmm.
his accent did not even make me like he was completely talking like an American, and he's a British actor. So I was like, oh my god, he's best. Like completely, we never saw any. I never heard about anything about this before. So I can picture now him as that actor, the main lead actor.
Okay. Wow. Okay, all right. Kavya, what about you?
I think the main
Kavya?
lead of Halston,
Yeah.
but also Liza Minnelli. She was really convincing in her role because I've seen certain
Kavya?
Liza when she was
Kavya,
nobody,
one
like
second.
just performing
Kavya,
in
1 second.
Broadway.
Kavya, you just froze for a moment. So if you can recommence your narrative right from, the first word that you
Yeah.
said.
Okay. I said that not only Halston's acting was really good, but even the actress who played Liza Minnelli, she was really good because I remember the way, in the first episode where she's just a performer in Broadway, to her after attaining the success of, having gotten an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and, an Emmy, all of these awards that she's gotten, still her bond with Halston, it seemed really convincing and really like true. And I feel that, I would want to know how she feels after watching this series. Like, how much does she miss her friends still? Because they had a very special bond, and that is the best relationship I think he's had in the entire series, the one that he
Right.
had with Liza Minnelli.
Well explained, Kavya. Shubu, what about you? Acting?
Definitely, sir. I was just going to mention that was one relationship that he had. Even towards the end, I felt really bad for her that, she was so close to him. And even in the last episode, they share a scene when he tells her that I'm going to sell this place and I'm going to go to San Francisco. And then when she realizes that it is a possibility that he might not come back, that they share that moment is very emotional, and I
They
could
share a
literally
very true
feel
bond.
exactly, and you could literally feel the kind of relationship that they had, and it was so close. both of them, I mean, really, all the actors, not just the two
Okay.
of them, but they have done their roles very well, and
Done-
especially
done.
the main lead, he has done justice to his role.
Okay, all right. Marita, what did you think about the acting of all actors?
Yeah.
Who did you really like?
So the lead actor, Ewan McGregor, he was
Yeah.
great. But I also loved Elsa, which was played by Rebecca, because you know, you could totally make it that she was in love with him since the beginning, since like when he first met her, like since the beginning she was in love with her. But I loved her acting, and also Victor, who plays Halston's boyfriend, I guess. Yeah. So I also loved this character. The way his accent and everything was nice. So I
Okay.
loved it. All the characters were good. Yeah.
All right. Charmi, too quick for you to make any judgment, I suppose, about acting. Right? Yeah. Okay. 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 All right. Great. Guys, before winding up, Aditi, Marita, Shreya, Shubu, and Kavya, kitna stars denge aap log? Aditi?
I would say 2.5 to 3 stars.
2.5 to 3 stars. Shreya?
I'll go for 3. Yeah.
3. Okay. Kavya?
2.5 stars. I'd give 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars. Okay. Shubu, what about you?
3.
3 stars. Okay. Charmi, I want you to watch this entire thing and then let me know how many stars you would give this particular series. All right.
Sure, sir.
Marita, what about you?
I haven't watched the 5th episode, but I would still give it 3.
3 stars. Okay. Watch the 5th episode and let me
Sir,
know
it
if
might
there is.
change after the 5th episode. It might change.
Okay.
I
all
told
right.
her that.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, girls. Lovely discussion. I really like the points that you brought out in this discussion and review. Thank you very much. दोस्तों अगर आप लोग ने देखा है या देखने की प्लान बना रहे हैं हॉल्स्टन, तो मुझे लिख कर बताना देखने के बाद आपको ये सीरीज कैसे लगा. चलिए फॉर द मोमेंट टाटा.